I'm about to show you exactly how you can make $10,000 a month with your own online business. That's it. No strings attached, nothing. This is the video for you. So let's just jump into this. I'm going to be teaching you it's a little big, a 6-step method that I teach the members in the blueprint, which is my $20 a month mentorship, where I teach people how to create their own online business. And essentially, once you get through these 6 steps, you have an online business. Now, the online business that we're going to be doing today, it's one of 25 that I teach. It's kind of like a consulting business. And no, I don't mean like you're a lawyer and it's a consultation. I don't mean any of that. You're consulting people based on anything that you love. So you could build an online business around any niche, anything that you love, chess, basketball, guitars, anything, literally. And the business model for this is consulting. And like any business, there's pros and cons. There's pros and cons. So the pros of a consulting business, things that I like, is you can build it like extremely fast. So you can really build this online business, and I could do it in about an hour. For you, it might take 2 days. And the other great thing about this online business is scalability. So you can scale it to making a lot more than $10,000 a month if you prefer. So these are the pros. And then the cons would be kind of a slower start, meaning that your time is pretty much the product. So the online business that I created, it's called Keys of Music, and it's a consulting business for someone that wants to teach piano. Again, you don't have to teach people piano. It could be anything. But what I mean by slower start is if you're giving people lessons, this is time that you're giving them. So the difference would be selling something like an ebook or an online course. People just click buy, and then that's pretty, aside from writing an ebook or creating an online course, that's the time you put in. They just click buy, and then it shows up to your account. The problem with those businesses, the cons are they don't scale that high. I mean, you can make a lot of money, don't get me wrong, but you reach a point where you cap out the market pretty quick. Not with this business. You can scale a consulting business, and I'm going to get into that in part 2 in the marketing. So that's mainly the only con is you're giving your time. And we can actually offset this. Again, in part 2 in the marketing, I'm going to show you a way in which you could pretty much automate this entire business so you're not doing anything. And yeah, we're going to save that for marketing, and the marketing is where you're going to be making the 10K a month, like on average, So part 1, we're going to be building this business. This business is really easy. And if you've seen my other videos and my content, my channel's starting to get traction, I think because I'm actually adding value and people walk away from it like, wow, he just actually showed me how to make money online. What have I been watching my whole life? But anyway, let's get into actually what you need to do to build it, these 6 steps that I mentioned earlier. So 1 is find what you love. Find your love. In this case, it's piano. So someone that wants to teach people piano, or they just love piano and they love this consulting business model, and this is what they're going to do. But you could, love piano and do different types of business models. You could do a course with that. You could do a community with that. You could do a membership, whatever. But you love piano and you love this consulting business that we're going to be building. So yeah, find what you love. This is the most important aspect, not only in business, but essentially in life. If you don't love what you're doing, you're going to have a miserable life, and that's just the truth. So find what you love. And then step 1A is to get a folder and write expenses on it. So every dollar that you spend going forward building this business, put every receipt and every dime into this folder, so then at the end of the year you can save money by writing it off on your taxes. And you don't want to get to that point at the end of the year where taxes are due and you're going through your bank statement like, what did I spend on this business? No. Get a grip on this shit early. You're going to save yourself a big headache and money. So after you do that, the second step is to come up with a business name. And the easiest way to do this that I found is just go to ChatGPT and go ahead and ask, give me 20 business names for an online business that teaches people how to play piano. And then, ChatGPT is going to give you 20 names, and most of them, you'll be surprised, they're pretty good. So I did this earlier, and they had keys to music, keys like, piano keys. I like the little pun there. So pick a name. And you don't even have to use ChatGPT. You can come up with a name on your own, whatever. Find a name that you love. And after you find that name that you love, you want to go to Wix domains. And the reason why, you could go to GoDaddy, you could buy a domain name, you could in whatever you want, but I only tell people what I know. So I know how to make money online, and I know how to use Wix. And that's what I teach the members in the blueprint for $20 a month again. So you want to go to Wix domains and then, see if the name that you're looking for is available. So keystomusic.com, I assume it's taken. It just seems too good to be true. So it's taken, but, it's keystomusic.biz. I would do something that's .com. It's just more professional. Anyway, it'll say, available. And then what you want to do is go ahead and get the name. And you can see it's pretty cheap, $30, whatever. So the thing is, after you find a domain that's available, why it's so important to buy it is because domain names get taken very fast, and once you find something you love, it's not that expensive to go ahead and buy it. And then you're going to take that invoice and guess what? Put it into this folder here because you spent money on it for your business, and you write it off on your taxes. By the way, I'm not a lawyer. This is all for educational purposes only, but I think what I'm telling you is pretty accurate here. So you want to go ahead and buy it. And after you buy your domain name through Wix, you're going to set up an account with them, and that's going to be essential because we're going to build a landing page. And in a lot of business, online business models, say you're building a community or a course even, the back end of your website is the product, so people log in and then they get to access all these things. So you're going to have to build a website no matter what. This is an online business. This is not a storefront. This is not a cafe. It's not a coffee shop. We're making money strictly online here. So buy that domain name. So now you have a domain name. You figured out what you love. You got this folder. You bought a domain name. You're setting the grounds to actually have success and build your business the right way. And I know you don't hear this stuff. You hear a lot of bullshit online, but this is how to do it, okay? So the third step is to create your LLC. And an LLC offers a layer of protection between you and potential risks that your business might have. So I've done this before, this is your LLC and this is you. This is literally you, and this is literally your business. It's a separate entity altogether. So you are just managing this thing. So if there's a guy over here and he's mad and he sues your LLC, he can only essentially take what belongs to the LLC. So in this case, it'd be like a piano, maybe a camera, because, it's an online business. And then, any money that this business has made, but can't actually sue you and take your house or your car. These things are protected. And the other thing why it's like super important, again, we're not building a cafe, we're building an online business. And the thing about, and how I'm going to teach you to market this thing is you're going to get thousands of people coming to your website and potentially buying your service or your product. And because you're getting so much money and there's so many people, the risk of something going wrong also goes up. And that's just a fact of life. So you want to get your LLC. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again if you're a first-time viewer, but you want to get a new phone, you want to get an email, and you want to get a mailbox. Cannot be a P.O. box, has to be a mailbox. And the way to do these things pretty cheap. You can get a phone for $80 at Walmart. You can get a new business email through that Wix account that you have. It's like $6 a month or something like this. It's cheap. And then a mailbox, if you go to your UPS store, they actually lease out P.O. boxes, but you get the store's address. So you're getting a real legit address for your business. So yeah, that sums it up. And again, the price of these things, again, go into this expense folder because you spent money on your business, and even any gas money that you spent going to buy this phone and this mailbox. This is literally the only two things that you need to get out of your seat to do. And you don't even have to. You could buy a phone on Amazon, and you could probably call the UPS store and give them your payment details over the phone. So these are the only two things that you have to do. And after you get those things, I'm not sponsored by Zen Business. It's just really easy. You just start an LLC, and the process takes like 10 minutes, and you form your LLC. Now, they're going to try to upsell you on a lot of different things. And in my opinion, the only thing that you want is your EIN number. And you might be asking, what is an EIN number, and why is Christopher, recommending that I get one? So and I know I just have to teach you how business works and what you need to do. Otherwise you're gonna get fucked, and I don't want that for you. So understand this stuff. So you have a social security number, and this essentially is just a number for you that the IRS uses to keep track of your taxes. And your LLC, this brand new entity that you created, it has, guess what? An EIN number. And you need that for step 4. And step 4 is getting a business bank account. You might think, why wouldn't I just use my personal account and all of this? Well, then again, it goes back to this traffic thing, and I cannot stress this enough, the importance of separating you from your business. So your business is now its own entity. Literally, it's not you. It's a separate thing that you created. You're just managing it. So this new entity that you created needs a phone number. It needs ways that it can be contacted, and it also needs its own business bank account. If you were just operating this business, which is totally legal, just fucking dumb, as I mentioned, you could get sued and they could take your personal assets. Again, but you could just use your phone, your email, your mailbox, and you could have all these customers blowing up your personal phone and your personal Gmail and all this other stuff. And then you have money going into your personal account that could then be taken if something bad was to happen. Now, we want to set this business up the right way so that if anything, God forbid, did happen, you're protected. So back to business bank account, all you're going to do is go to your local branch, like the bank down the street from you, and you're going to bring them this EIN number and your articles of organization, or is it operation? I forget. But essentially, it's just a form from your state that is saying that your entity is legit, your LLC is legit. So you're going to bring them your EIN number and your article of operation, organization, I forget. You're going to bring them these things, just these two documents, and now you have a business bank account. It actually is that simple. I know for the blueprint, my meeting at the bank was like 10 minutes. They just need these two forms, and you're good to go. Now we're moving pretty quick here. 5 is going to be creating your digital product. And this is different for every online business model that you partake in. But for something like this consulting business, your product is your time and the information and the knowledge that people are confiding in you for, right? So I did another video. You can click here for creating an online business centered around magic tricks. It's a membership type online business. But why this is so good is that you don't have to you're not creating a product. You're not creating a course. You're not creating an ebook. What you do is on your website, you set up a calendar where people pick a time where they can talk to you, and then they go ahead and they pay, and you can set up terms and conditions where, hey, if you cancel for whatever reason, there's no refund, whatever term and condition that you come up with. But essentially, your product is time. And this is why I said at the beginning, one of the cons of doing this is a slower start. As I mentioned earlier, like for a course or something like this, you put all the time in to build it, but then people click buy and then you're just making money. However, it's not going to scale as good as this business. Things in life often move exponentially like this. Rarely do things move in a linear line or linear fashion. So this is just a great business for a beginner who just wants to create an online business like tomorrow and start earning money with a skill set and some knowledge. So the product you're creating, you're not really creating a product. And you can conduct your consultations any way you want. The easiest way would just be a webcam. Invest in a cheap microphone and a webcam, and that's it. Doesn't even have to be. It could be a phone call, So that's the digital product for this business. It's why I really like it. And then 6 is going to be building your landing page. And again, this is an online business. You need a website. You need a website. You need a landing page that you're going to direct people to in order to sign up and buy. And this also gets into marketing because there's a whole psychology on landing pages. So I'm just going to break down a few things to you, and these are just the fundamentals, really important. You got to get this. You have to get what I'm going to tell you. So this is the whole landing page, but this is just the first section. So type in keystomusic.com, enter, this is what you see. Now the first thing that people see, they have to immediately know what it is that you're selling, what it is that you're offering. This is pretty easy to know, keys to music, virtual piano lessons, find your inner performer, book my lesson. Very simple. But so the first thing that people have to do is they have to know. It has to be crystal clear. That should be your first objective. Another thing that you need is you need a call to action. So that would be the book my lesson button right here. Another thing that you need is social proof right off the bat. So this is a little faded, but it's a Google 5-star review, just 5 stars and the Google logo. Now you can't just copy and paste that. That would be illegal. However, getting, 30 to 50 reviews is like very easy. You might think, how do I do that? Well, again, I'm not a lawyer. This is for educational purposes, but you could give 30 to 50 people that you know, friends, family, coworkers, whatever, free membership into your program, or give free, 30 to 50 free piano lessons, or whatever niche you're creating this online business in, and say, here's my Google business profile. Could you please leave me a review? And having 30 to 50 5-star reviews is a lot better than not having any. Trust me on that. If you don't have social proof, no one's going to buy what you're selling. Why would they? Why would they trust it? So that's how you can get reviews. Very simply. Create a Google business profile, and then have people give you a review, an honest review. Say, if you don't like me, if you think I'm bad at teaching piano or whatever niche, rating old baseball cards or whatever you're building this business in, or center around the thing that you love, just ask people to give you a review. So those are the things that you need. And I didn't put a price on this, but for other businesses that I've created, for like $9.99 a month or whatever it is, I would put the price on there. And you can watch the videos I've done. There's some other things that you could do to this page, but again, a consulting business, you could set this up in a day. Like, these are easy things. This is an easy online business that could really improve your life. So when people click book my lesson, it would go to a page with a calendar where they can actually, schedule a phone call or a Zoom call with you. That's that simple. Let's just go through some other things that a landing page needs. A landing page essentially is, I'll write this down for you. It's the opening, which I just went over. And the opening is kind of like, imagine, a book, and it gives you all the chapters. You know what it is. You know what it is. Reviews, social proof, call to action, benefits. And benefits are very important. And I'm going to get into that in just a second. So it's opening, it's benefits, and it's social proof. And a landing page or a website, it is only these 3 things. Look at any website. It's just these 3 things, and they're just jangled up in different in a different order. So it's the opening, then you can just hit some reviews real quick. If these were your friends or family or coworkers that you got reviews from, go take pictures of them, put their testimonial in there. 5 stars. People like visual stuff. And then it would get into the benefits here. Now, when I first started learning about business, especially online business, I had a tendency where instead of benefits, I would want to put my features of, whatever it is I was selling. I think the first online business I ever created was an ebook for wedding videography. So, a feature of this ebook would be 50 pages, 10 chapters, fast download or something. And the truth is, nobody really cares about features. None of this 50 pages, 10 chapters, fast download, that isn't a benefit. That doesn't benefit anyone's life. So whatever you're selling, whatever niche that you're going in, ask yourself, why do I really love this? How does this benefit people's life? And then you want to exploit these benefits and make them very pronounced and very obvious and show them off. So if we go back to the business, what is a benefit? How does learning piano really improve someone's life? It's, a feature of something like this would be like, 30-minute lessons or something. But how does piano really boost someone's life or being able to perform? You boost self-confidence, right? You're boosting mental health, clarity, mental health, lifelong enjoyment. These are benefits of music. So find what you love and dig deep down into how is this improving people's life. And that's what you want to exploit and highlight, not the features. It's okay to list the features, but people want benefits. It's just how we are wired. Another thing I forgot to mention, and I could get into this now, so like a call to action, and this is getting into the psychology of just the way people think and how to get people to sign up to your product. And you can use this little trick or tip for anything that you're doing. But if it said like book your lesson, it's not as powerful if it said book my lesson. Because when people read these buttons, or you could say, give me access, things like this, me, mine. This makes people more incentive to click. Yeah, I want my lesson. So use that word my or me and use it on the call to action. It actually really helps a lot. So these were benefits. If you scroll down, right here in this section, you could put more testimonials or reviews, maybe in a stripe, not a whole section on the website, but, then you list more benefits and then a call to action. Book my lesson, right? More testimonials and then the ending, right? Keys to music, book my lesson. This is very simple and effective, This landing page in particular is done. It's done. You're ready to start, consulting and making money online doing what you love. Now, let me go over a few more important things. Down here at the bottom, you'll see this on every legal website, a privacy policy and terms and conditions. So this is back into kind of particulars, but why do you need a privacy policy? Well, the simple truth is a privacy policy is internationally, legally required, so you need a privacy policy. What else? A terms and conditions. You need this. Like, absolutely. Because you remember this guy up here? Where is that guy? This guy? If you don't have those things, he's going to take you for everything you have. If you don't know, a privacy policy is just outlining what you are doing with the information of the people that visit your website, what you're doing with their phone number, with their email. Are you selling their information to third parties? Whatever it is. Terms and conditions are the conditions of the interaction between what you're providing and what they're giving you. So as I mentioned earlier, the terms and conditions of consulting could be like, if you don't cancel within 12 hours, you don't get a refund, or if I don't show up, you get a full refund, whatever it is. And I want to just go over like how you can get these things the cheapest way possible, tailored and modified for your business. So if you go to Rocket Lawyer, I believe they give you a 2-week trial. And they have templates for your privacy policy and your terms and conditions. And no, I'm not sponsored by them. I'm not sponsored by anyone except for my own business and my fans. But So you can fill out these templates, and then after you fill out these templates, you want to actually pass them on to an online business lawyer. And what they're going to do is review them. And why this is the better option, because if you just went straight to a lawyer and they were to draft these documents for you, it's going to be fucking expensive. But if you do the 2-week free trial on Rocket Lawyer, and then you just hand them these things to a lawyer just for review, it's going to be a lot cheaper, and the lawyer's going to look over it, say, yeah, you're good, and that's pretty much it. But again, you need these things. They're internationally required, and you need these things on the footer of your website, and they have to be there. I'd also recommend putting your new phone number from that phone you bought at Walmart and your business email. So this is a template I use, this whole thing, and this is not the right email. It would be something like contact@keystomusic.com or whatever it is. Services@keystomusic.com, whatever you decide to go with. But that essentially is your website. And again, for this business, the consulting thing, you're not actually making a product, which is brilliant because you can set this business up very fast. So that's part one. That's how to build the business. And again, you could do all of that in a day. You would just have to, you wouldn't even have to, but just drive to Walmart, get a phone, and drive to your UPS store or wherever you can lease out a mailbox, and do that. And you could honestly make this business in 2 days in any niche that you want, niche that you love. So let's get into part two, which is the marketing and scaling this business that we created to $10,000 a month. So, you have to work backwards, and essentially, let's say you wanted to make $10,000 a month, we could figure that out right now. So let's say people are paying you, I don't know, $60 for a 30-minute lesson. $10,000 a month is about $350 a day. Is that right? I know $300 a day is $100,000 a year. So now let's just say you need $300 a day. So that would be four lessons. So that would be 2 hours of work on your end to make $100,000 a year. And another cool thing about this business, this consulting business, people are going to keep coming back. If you're giving piano lessons, for example, and you give one lesson and it goes really well, they're going to want to do another one with you. That's going to be the same with anyone else, any niche that you're consulting in. People are going to come back to you. So before I talk about scaling it, how you can pretty much automate this business, I'd rather just go into how you can get to $10,000 a month. And the best way to do this, again, it's online, is organic social media. And, I've, in the blueprint, my course, again, you can click the link below and join up, and I mentor you through this $20 a month. I show and I teach people within 4 weeks. I was able to create reels on Instagram that were getting 392,000 views per reel. So if you're getting 320,000 views per reel, and let's say 1% of these viewers, just 1%, decided to visit your website, so point times 0.01, it means you're getting 3,200 people per reel visiting your website. I mean, you could keep going on with this logic, but you could do four reels a week, and even if you got half of that amount, you're going to get 6,000 to 7,000 people visiting your website a week. Again, these are based on numbers that I've done myself. Again, I can only teach people what I've done. So if you have 3,200 people visiting, and let's say you can convert at 5%, 0.05, well, now you have 160 people that signed up for your lesson. And if these people are doing one lesson a week, So again, we're going to get into scaling because this is how and why this business scales so well. 160 people do a weekly lesson times 60. So that's $9,600 a week, times 4.5 for a month. That's $43,000 a month. And that's based on like just pretty bad conversion rates, by the way. So what I was saying at the beginning, where the con is that, it's slower start because the product is centered around your time, and you can't teach 160 people in a week, but you're having this amount of traffic come in, and you're having people that want to schedule. And this is where scaling a business like this is so good. And by the way, these are real numbers. I was able to generate this amount of views per reel, and then I had a lot of people come to my website. So this definitely works, and it's organic social media. Before I get into the scaling, how to do organic social media is just to study. So study TikTok, study Instagram, study the reels that work in the niche that you're going to. So for piano, I see a lot of videos of people like playing in public at like an airport or in a cafe, and then everyone in the cafe turns to them. Whatever it is, just study it and copy it and try to do it better. How I was able to get this many views per reel is I actually made a spreadsheet of like 30 of my reels, and I found what worked and what didn't. So I was like, at like 1 second in, I cut here, and at 2.5 seconds, I say this. It takes a little bit of work, like only like 4 weeks of work. But that's essentially how you make reels that blow up. And as far as like hashtags go, as broad as possible. So my hashtag would be piano and music. Very broad. And then that's it. That's all you have to do. And make as many of them as you possibly can. And then the other thing for like Instagram and TikTok, you can put a little stripe at the bottom of your reel that's, visit site or whatever. So it makes it really easy for people who watch your content to just click this, go to your website, book a piano lesson, or again, whatever you're consulting with. So that's how you do it, and it's very easy. And what's awesome about this business idea is you don't even have to spend time making a product. You just build this in a day, going through the 6 steps, and then you just start marketing. And within 6 months' time, you'll be able to quit your job and start getting paid to do the thing that you love to do. So it's like a no fucking brainer to me. But let's talk about scaling it then. So obviously you can't teach 1,600 people in a week. So what you have to do is like automate your business and increase you. So you can't teach this many people, but there's a lot of piano teachers in the world, and wouldn't they be happy if you just sent them a bunch of clients? So 1,600 people, let's say, you just find piano teachers online or wherever they are. You contract them to teach, and then you take a cut. Let's say you decide to take 20% of whatever they make as a finder fee. And now you're getting the picture. This is how it scales. And then you just get to the point where you don't teach at all, unless you want to. Again, it should be something you love, but you're not going to teach at all. You just have a bunch of teachers working under you, and they're going to be the ones spending their time teaching, and you're essentially just sitting up here getting kickback. You are getting the money. So again, as I said at the top, this business model can be a slower start, but it scales much better than a course, It scales better than like an ebook. The other thing too is very quickly, let's say you just examined a market. So you examine like the music market, and by market I mean the landscape of businesses within the niche that you're thinking about, and you just see an opening. So it's like, I don't know how, well, there's not a piano teacher that's teaching electric piano or teaching funkadelic piano or whatever the hole that you find. You know, you don't even have to be an expert in that. What you essentially could do is partner with somebody who can play really well, who you can make social media content with, and then just start by contracting people, right? So that's another way that you can do this model. However, I recommend finding something that you love, because it's going to help you get through everything. So that's it. That is this is a consulting online business that you could, very easily make $10,000 a month doing from beginning to end. And I hope you liked this video. I hope you learned something new, and I hope it was clear for you and you have a better idea about online business. Again, there's 25 different online businesses, and this is a 6-step method I teach. If you like this video, please subscribe, like the video, click the link below if you want me to personally mentor you, join a community of experts, and you can network. Hours and hours and hours of resources, hundreds of resources. It's the Blueprint, a private Q&A where I answer your questions. The Blueprint Unlocked is the best online educational platform that exists today. And I know that because I was scammed by online courses, and that has preserved the values in the Blueprint. So check it out. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye-bye.